Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. And when I've done some stuff with tool rolls, a lot of people have said, hey, you need to give the Atlas 46 a try. So I looked through their product line and decided, sure, I'll buy one and see what it's like. And while I was at it, I thought, well, this kept popping up because that's how Amazon works. So I also got a Bucket Boss, which is a Chinese-made kind of a cloth one, but in a similar form factor. So I was going to compare them a little bit. This is first impressions. But overall, just the fit and finish of this Atlas 45 is impressive. I started studying more about the company, and I was excited to get more of their products. They've got some really innovative stuff, and that I really like it. But I will tell you right off the bat, you know, the first thing I was doing, looking at this is a double zipper one. This is designed horizontally. I can use either zipper to access the one of these four compartments, but if I hang it, then I can use the top zipper, whereas the Bucket Boss is kind of, you know, if you look at the placement of it, there's a chance tools might fall out. I'll get into that, but this is what I was worried about. You see that right there? Right off the bat, this top zipper clogs up. I did force it through once to see if that would straighten it out, and it's not. I've got to contact them. That was such a letdown just immediately. I don't know if this helps. I don't know if that's a 6 or a 9. You know, I assume somebody did QC on this, but otherwise, I mean, it's just... I'm thoroughly impressed. However, something like this was like $135. This was $40. I wanted to support America, but with buying my tool rolls, as you know on this channel, something I do notice. However, the more I played around with it, the more I started thinking of applications of it. This is I like their medium-sized one or something. They make, I think, an extra large. But I was trying to think of what tools I would put in. I'm not working on aircraft carriers or something, so I don't need, you know, monster tools. So when I measured it, this will hold the tools that I would put into something like this. Rolls up beautifully. I mean, just the design of it with nice big 1.5 inch full webbing buckle. Holds it down tight. You can see they've got solid stitching all the way. It's got carry straps here. Place Velcro or the hook and loop for the whatever I want to attach there. But also it's got a couple other tricks up its sleeve. It is designed to be used either horizontally, vertically, or you could actually hang it from either side. This is the primary side because it's got that zipper here, but when I played around with it, if you know, this zipper still will hold, keep stuff from falling out. But this is the primary horizontal zipper. And then if it's hanging vertically, then I would use that bum zipper there down here. This would work great. So that's why I chose this one. I thought that makes great sense to me. Now on the Bucket Boss, if this is hanging and I open this, you know, there's a chance it might just dump my tools. So as far as I can tell, this one is pretty much designed horizontally. It does have, if you look, there is a slight upward orientation to the zipper, but there's just not much going on here. I haven't tried them. I will. I'll let you know. But I was thrilled that they obviously, you know, did their homework and came up with a design that allows you both quality, fast access, either horizontally or vertically. These are all sewn in on both of them. All the bags are sewn in, so it's not like you can tear one off. They do make, I mean, there are tool companies that make all kinds of bags with tear-offs. I didn't want the tear-off. First of all, the more Velcro I get on stuff that I work with, the more likely I'm going to get it all stuck full of material, dog hair, seeds, dirt, you know, till it stops working. This one has 4 of these pockets. The Bucket Boss has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They both have a top pocket up here. The Bucket Boss is Like I mentioned, made in China. It is a light fabric. If you start studying the fabric of the Atlas 46 stuff, I mean, they really put a lot of R&D into this. It's got a couple of straps on the side. You've got hanging options. All kinds of potentials here. These are like little carabiners, these rings, so you can take all this stuff off. If you look right here, these open up. So I can slide that out. You can see solid, adjustable. I mean, in fact, you could roll up something inside this, and if you run this out to the end, you could see you could make a huge roll if you wanted to carry something in the center of it. You know, if you thought about, you know, something else you want to put inside. I'm just exploring all the options. I mean, there are ones I can think of. On the Bucket Boss, it does have really long runners on 1-inch webbing with this kind of knockoff Fastex buckle stuff. I don't know if there's a mark on these. I haven't looked. At least these have some date marks on them. Higher quality. But that just rolls up. You can cinch it down. You can see it has this strap mechanism, so you could cinch it again. You can see this thing just, I mean, there's not a lot of depth to this. However, it's a lot less expensive, but very similar. Versus this, you can start to feel there is some stoutness to the fabric. Anyway, I'm looking forward to filling this thing up and trying it. When I kind of look at the shape of these, this one's more square, whereas the Bucket Boss looks more triangular. You can kind of see it's got that angle to it. That's probably supposed to maybe give it some support when it's hanging. The zippers here, all these zippers work just fine. I don't think they're a very high quality one. The zipper pulls, I imagine this is probably going to snap off pretty soon. Especially if, you know, some tools dent these things. That's why I was kind of disappointed right away, because I'm a little worried, you know, how durable are these? I think these are number 8 YKKs. But, you know, that bung, this is straight out of the bag, brand new. So somebody overlooked that, I assume. Also inside, this is kind of interesting, the amount of zipper sticking out and the amount of fabric, that's something I like to notice. Whereas if you look at the Bucket Boss here, it's sewn right up to the edge. There's no extra anywhere, which means, you know, this is often a place that zippers go bad, and there's nothing you can work with here. So, you know, it's kind of disposable that way. You can see single stitching here. Go in here. We've got a much tighter single stitch, but then it's reinforced with these runners here of webbing. Bar tacked, it looks like, or is that multiple stitch? That looks like multiple stitch, not a bar tack right there. But heavy duty around the corners, multiple stitching lines. Looks like at least 2, maybe 3, whereas this looks like pretty much single stitch, probably cotton all the way around. This is bar tack. That's what a bar tack looks like right there. As long as they've got the depth, you can see, you know, it should hold. But once, if you get the fraying at the end, then these start to give. But overall, I mean, this looks like a solid, inexpensive one if you just need to store the tools. This looks like more heavy-duty use, just much more fun to use, and that's why I use tools. You know, has to do with just the excitement of, you know, good quality. So Atlas 46, I'm looking at some of your other products. However, I'm going to have to talk to you about that zipper, because the top zipper right away, that's a bummer. But overall, you know, even with that, I'm impressed. I like this. Great design. Anyway, if you've got experience with Atlas or Bucket Boss, let me know. And I contacted Carhartt again. They're still working. Remember, we're when we kind of crowdsourced some ideas for a tool roll that Carhartt is playing with. So that's still on the drawing board, I assume. They're still working on it, or maybe they're in prototyping. I'm looking forward to learning more about that. But anyway, so there it is. I took your advice, tried Atlas 46, American made, and except for that one issue, I'm impressed. And with that, Doc out.